Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Demetrius, Midsummer's Night's Dream, Act 4, Scene 1. You know, in my quest to own over 100 bottles of whiskey,
Oh, hell no.
who would have thought that in my quest I would be learning William Shakespeare? Tonight, we're going to go ahead and discuss one of Christmas time's best drinking whiskeys, a Midwinter's Night's Dram from High West Distilling out of Park City, Utah. Stay tuned. Hey, you've tuned into the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel, YouTube's primary channel for discussing Washington State wines and spirits, but not exclusively. Anyways, as some of you may notice, I may still be wearing the same shirt. My hair is a little bit different, and I have a 5 o'clock shadow going on. I've had some extreme audio difficulties with this particular video, and I didn't want to lose the introduction, which my wife helped me do. Kind of caught her off guard about the 100 bottles of whiskey thing, so I didn't want to discard that, but I've been trying for the last week to try to reshoot this particular segment, and it's just been mind-bogglingly numb. I've had static issues. Anyways, don't want to discuss that. Anyway, we want to discuss a Midwinter's Night's Dram. And for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be discussing whiskeys that I enjoy during the holiday season, between that time between Thanksgiving and New Year's. And at the top of the list, number one, is going to be a Midwinter's Night's Dram by High West Distillery. It's the oldest distillery out of the state of Utah. And the owners really kind of started off the right way with regards to they purchase products and then they learn to blend them. And basically a Midwinter's Night's Dram is their blended Rendezvous Rye whiskey, which is MGP's 95.5 mash bill, which is their 95% rye, 5% malted rye, blended with High West Distilling's own distillant, which I believe is an 80-20, 80% rye, 20% malted rye. Don't quote me on that though. But what's different is that they finish it in French oak port barrels. So that kind of gives it that nice dark red tone to it in the color, and I love the taste. Let's go ahead and get into the color on this though. As you can see, it's a deep dark amber with a red tint to it. The legs on the glass are nice and thick, so there's a lot of good fusel oils in there. The ABV on this, by the way, is 49.3%. This is Act 5, Scene 2. Now, this is last year's release. Why am I reviewing last year's release? Because one of the things that craft distillers strive for is consistency. And I do have a bottle of this year's release of Midwinter's Night's Dram, but I know that this year's is consistent as it was last year, as it was the year before. And this particular bottle, I did open it up the other day, and I have enjoyed a few drams over the weeks since I started recording this video. I know it's consistently good, and I know that this year's release will be as well. So, anyways, let's go and get into the nose on this. Now, one of the things that a lot of people that drink, one of the reasons they don't drink rye whiskey is some rye whiskeys have either a dill pickle note to it that they don't like, or a star anise, which also translates into a black licorice. What I find though on this particular rye and several other ryes is that this has a more floral, spicy note. Now the spices can also be somewhat off-putting, especially if you've got a more sensitive palate where, if you don't enjoy a good challenge with regards to the different spices, it can be off-putting as well. But the nose on this, I am getting some baking spices, some cinnamon, some cardamom, some nutmeg, a little bit of allspice. Also, with this, there's a floral note, and it's not lavender. It is, purple plant, purple flower, lilac. That's what I'm trying to think about. Yeah, a little bit of lilac, but what the port now brings in is that rich, dark stone fruit note, candied plums, candied cherries. There is a sweetness. It's almost like somebody took plums and cherries and enriched them in a kind of a sugar, dark syrup sort of. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Basically, cooked the plums and the cherries in a dark brown sugar molasses, almost more molasses than brown sugar. Oh, the nose on this is absolutely stunning. Let's go ahead and take a sip. Right off the bat, that sweetness hits, but it's closely followed by the spice notes. And I mean, talking, the cinnamon is strong, the nutmeg is strong, the allspice is strong. And then you get the sweet fruit notes. I mean, the sweetness comes up front, but you don't get the plum or the cherry. But towards the middle palate and the back of the palate, it comes forward again. I like to think of this as sort of a liquid fruit cake or a plum pudding with a little bit of cinnamon on it or nutmeg. I mean, it is just that type of rich, deep, Christmassy whiskey, for lack of a better phrase. If you close your eyes and if shoe fly pie, pumpkin pie is being baked, mincemeat pie, all your traditional pies and your fruit cakes, the kitchen smells, that's what this smells and tastes like to me. So, anyways, what am I going to go ahead and rate this? I mean, Midwinter's Night's Dram, as I said earlier, is consistent. It's consistently good, and that's what a craft distillery really does try to strive for. It doesn't matter if it's Westland, Stranahan's, Balcones, Woodinville, High West, or Dry Fly. You want the type of consistency. This is a solid 93 or 94 out of 100. I will, every year that this is released, and it usually comes out in September, October, I will try to get a bottle of this. It is an extremely pleasant pour, and it's fitting for the season. So, anyways, speak of the season here, you want to make sure, that as you're enjoying these drams, that you please drink responsibly. There's been a rash here in the Pacific Puget Sound area specifically. There's been a rash of accidents recently. You have loved ones. Enjoy the dram, enjoy it responsibly, but make sure that you have a designated driver. So, anyways, as always, please drink responsibly, and life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. This is a beautiful holiday Christmas pour. Cheers, everybody. Yep. That bottle will be gone by New Year's. Promise.